Warning, the following video tackles controversial and sensitive subjects. If you are sensitive to videos like these, please turn off the video. How are you doing, folks? I'm the Eclipse from Team Projectile, and welcome back to yet another episode of Reality Check. It's been a while since I last uploaded a video, but a lot of things have been happening these past few weeks, or months rather. But yeah, now that I'm back, I think it's time to tackle on a topic that's been discussed about massively over the past few weeks, or months, or even years rather, and that is climate change, or global warming, whichever you prefer. And yeah, the problem that we are facing right now is that our world is warming up at a much faster rate than what it's meant to, warm up, the rate that's meant to warm up as. And yeah, it's, well, truth be told, I haven't really looked too much into this. I've looked at things globally, and I watched the news a lot, and there you can see that a lot of scientists, like 90% of all the scientists, and I'm talking about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of scientists that looked into climate change, have said we need to do something right now, okay, because otherwise we might as well screw our world over to the point where we might end up becoming extinct or something like that. Like, it's a massive problem, and what really makes this issue all the more problematic, in my opinion, it's a fact really, is that the governments, a lot of governments, aren't really putting enough resources into fighting climate change, into ensuring that there is a future for us, for the human race. Especially now that when we are looking at the future generations, you know, the children, the teenagers, they are, well, a lot of them are saying like, this is our future we're talking about. In a few years' time, then we may not live until the age of 80, assuming we reach 60 by then. So yeah, it's a huge, huge problem. And like I've said, the governments, a lot of governments, especially the United States of America nowadays, are doing, well, a lot of governments, they are doing some things about climate change, but far from enough. So how do we solve this? Well, I've been thinking, well, first of all, like many experts have said, try and get rid of fossil fuels. You know, don't spend so much fossil fuels, because that's a bad thing for the sky up there. It's a bad thing for our atmosphere. Try and figure out sources of renewable energy, solar panels, windmills, or even ways of generating energy that we haven't discovered yet. And that reminds me of a video that I saw of a well, I wouldn't really call him a scientist, because he isn't, well, he says that he does not work for a scientific program or whatever, because he said that it's way too much focused on bureaucracy instead of actually trying stuff and just make as many mistakes as possible until we have something that works. You know, he describes it as just screwing about a little bit, spend a whole lot of time with meetings, and then screwing a little bit more wasting a lot of time on, you know, talking and meetings rather than just being at the lab, for example, and just try stuff. You know, a lot of inventions were made by trying, just going out there, screw around non-stop until you come up with something that just happens to work. So yeah, but then again, back to the video. That man, he came up with a I forgot the name of the device, but basically he was able to create this generator that constantly generated energy. Of course, it's not enough to power his own home, considering it's like the size of like half a desk, maybe, you know, the size of a chair. But he has figured out a way. I think it was like kind of like a reactor kind of thing. But yeah, imagine something that requires very little and can produce a lot, and is also good for the environment, but in like a large scale. Imagine how that can help out our world, right? Now, and honestly though, the governments, I am rather pessimistic about them doing anything. So yeah, I'm just, you know, confronting the governments that may or may not be seeing this, but truth be told, something needs to be done, right? If we don't do something now, not tomorrow, not next week, now, if we don't do something now, we may be watching our world dying. You know, seeing the Amazon forests burn, it was just absolutely horrendous. It was all because of greed, right? Or because of a certain type of resource that Brazil wanted to make and sell, you know, and just burn the lungs of the world by doing it. It's the same. All right, if you were to compare the rainforest fires, you know, the Amazon fires, with your own life, imagine smoking like a lot of cigarettes, like let's say 10 cigarettes a day, right? And eventually ending up with your lungs being extremely damaged to the point where you can only inhale like half a second, like that. That's basically what happened to our world because of the forest fires. Now, thankfully, a lot of people, like millions, if not billions of people, have cried out and said, all right, this is wrong. Something needs to happen right now. You need to stop Brazil. As far as I know, work is being done to, you know, repair what's been damaged, even though it's going to take a long time until it happens. And yeah, Brazil went like, oh, shouldn't have done that, but what happened, right? But yeah, yeah, it's a disaster, really. But yeah, back to the point. In order for this to be fixed, you can do things for the environment yourself. So what I suggest you to do, first of all, have a whole bunch of solar panels at your home. Not just one or two solar panels, but like cover your roof entirely with solar panels. Trust me, it's gonna take a lot of money to do that, of course. But yeah, my own home here it's like riddled with solar panels, and it was a big investment, of course. But seeing as how we generate so much energy for our own home, we are generating so much that we can actually sell excessive amounts, the energy that we have left over to to others. So because of that, because of us able to sell excessive amounts of the energy that we have left over from generating all of from our solar panels, we've been able to generate enough money, make enough money that we were able to earn back the money that we've spent on these solar panels in like a few months. It didn't take years, but merely months till we got that money back from our solar panels. So it's a huge investment, but it's going to make a lot of money in return. And yeah, if we all do that, initially it's going to be bad for the economy, sure. But down the road, if we're able to produce so much green energy, yeah, and are able to sell this green energy, it's not only good for our economy, but it's also good for our environment, for people. The skies won't be filled with, with smoke and whatnot from factories. So you name it. Much less oil needs to be wasted. A lot less fuel and whatnot. A lot of lives can be saved from this, and a lot of species will continue to exist. And also the environment, it's not just about energy, but about the garbage that we leave, that we dispense. Normally we will just throw it in the trash bin, in trash cans or garbage bins, whatever you want to call them, and and assume that they are going to be recycled. But a lot of people, unfortunately, just when they're done drinking, like this bottle, for example, free advertisement, there you go. Some people would just throw them on the streets or on the beach because there's no bin in sight, and that's just absolutely just stupid to do. Because I don't remember how many percent of the sea has been engulfed with plastic, but it's so much. Thankfully, there are projects now going that are fishing up the plastic from the sea and hopefully saving the wildlife. But yeah, then again, just to close this off, because I've been recording and talking non-stop for like 13 minutes. I just want to say, governments invest heavily on ways to make green energy and reduce the amount of environmental damage that you're causing. Not by stripping farmers from their cows and pigs and whatnot, from their animals. Because, that was on the news recently, and a whole horde of tractors went to The Hague. Was it yesterday, at the time of recording? That was 1st of October, yeah. Yeah, a whole horde of tractors just swarmed The Hague with protests and whatnot. Beautiful to see. But yeah, don't strip farmers from their goods, because that's not going to help. Look at your factories. Look at your power generation. Look at other things that could be causing damage to our environment, like cars, trucks, and planes and whatnot. Mainly the factories, really. And for all of you watching at home, see what you can do to improve the environment. By sorry if I'm scratching my nose so much, it's a bit itchy. But yeah, improve the environment yourselves by doing what you can to install solar panels across your roof. Yeah. recycle. Just take your time to recycle. If you see any trash on the ground, don't be afraid to pick it up and throw it in the bin. You know, it's going to save a lot of trouble. It's going to save those who might actually cleaning the streets a lot of headache, because they'll have their hands full with cleaning up trash. And yeah, just them doing the job alone is not going to be enough. So yeah, take the time to pick up trash if you can and throw in the bin. You'll set a good example, especially for your children. You know, they're gonna be told, all right, we're gonna have to be neat about everything. So it's good to pick up trash from the ground and put them in the trash bin, because that's going to help out the environment a whole lot. And of course, a lot of animals, especially those living in the sea, the fish, the turtles and whatnot. So yeah, I'm just going to close this off with today's lesson. This world, you know, in life we have things that we can replace, but our world cannot be replaced. So treat our world with love and care, and everything will be alright. And there will be a future for our children. So yes, thank you all so very much for watching. Leave a comment below of what you thought about this topic and what your opinions are. As for the rest though, be sure to share this video, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and also to follow me on twitch.tv, because I do stream a lot of video games. As for the rest, thank you all so very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Till then, folks.